Hello, and welcome back to Big G's Railroad Channel. This is Big G, your host, and today we're going to take a look around the layout room, see what projects I've been working on. Got some hobby store finds as well, and I want to explain where in the world Big G's been. That's right. I'm going to explain the absence, where I've been, what I've been doing, and where we're going to go from here. So without further ado, I will turn the camera around and we will get into this episode. Thanks for watching. All right. This past Christmas season, my wife and I was out shopping and we come across this cart. I've seen them before and I really enjoy them. I thought they would be a good addition to the layout room, and they are, especially for us N-scalers. I'd say that they would also hold HO scale cars as well. But one of the things I like is they've got plenty of different drawers that we can use, and you can store all your railroad freight inside of them. If you added a little bit of a cardboard divider or some type of plastic divider, you could also have a second layer probably in each of the smaller drawers. And as you keep going down, I've got all the cars divided up. Some of them I've broke down into trains that I like running. Some of them I've just got out of the boxes that I was carrying them in. But yes, it does actually help out. I do want to divide them up a little bit better as I get them going. But I've went in and I've done that. And I've also got some other things in here as well. But for the most part, I've been running like right there. I've got all my tank cars out, or a majority of them, because I've got one out for the video for Hobby Shop Find that I did this past weekend. Thanks to Arts, RC, DVD, and Hobby. But in the bottom, you've got some larger drawers, so I've got some tools. I've got my Dremel and some accessories in there for it. Over here, got my soldering iron and some other tools in there. But some of the drawers are still empty, still figuring out what I'm going to put in there. But I also like the fact that it rolls around and you can actually use the top of the surface. It's metal. As long as it's nothing too small, because it does have some smaller holes in there. But you can use the top surface to work on projects, do some soldering, roll it around in the layout room. And then I'd had another cart that I got the year before. It's a 3 shelf or 3 bin, I believe. Yeah, 3 bins total on there. I've got my air compressor for my airbrush way down in the bottom. I've got some airbrush paints in the second one. Mainly that is my paint cart along with a few tools. I've still got a lot of stuff that I need to get organized in the layout room underneath the layout, but don't we all? Another project that I'm working on, I've added lights to the engine house here. I do not have them operational just yet. I do have them ran down through the layout. I poked the hole through the layout and got them running down. Hopefully within the next week or so I'll have that lit up completely. They do work. I just got to get them plugged in and fit it for the lighting bus that I've got underneath. My next project will be to get that one lit. I've not ran the lights for it yet. I do have them ready to go, but that'll be my maintenance building for cars and for the engines as well. But I've been running that, and hopefully I'll have all that set and ready to go before too long, as well as weathering the concrete there, getting the stripes painted on it, parking spots, all of that. Plus I still need to finish right here behind the building and get the ballast in there, get some grass and rot and a little bit of scenery there. But overall, everything's working pretty good. I've got my SD40-2s tucked away in there, ready for another video that will be coming shortly. It will be an ops video. Can't promise you when it's coming out. I do have some more filming to do for that. But I do plan on having a nice little ops video running, and we'll be bringing through some freight, as well as having an inbound freight coming into the yard and outbound freight going out, as well as some classification going on in the yard. And then we'll be running some freight to the local businesses through the yard and back to it. So, thought I would give you an update on a few things that I'm planning on doing in the near future, hopefully. But as you can see, the layout is still here. I have fixed it back and have it operational from when we took the window, had the windows in the house replaced. And if you remember, I'd had to take that whole section out, and I've got it back up and running for the most part. I think I've got one little spot that I've got an electrical issue on. Shouldn't be too hard to fix, but I think for the most part I've got everything fixed. I was running it the other day, and it seemed to run pretty good. So, but overall shot of the layout here, just to show you in case you forgot what it looks like. I do have a shoebox way over there that I'm going to have to get off of the layout, and that will go into the explanation of where I've been and what I've been up to and why I haven't been with you guys for quite some time. Hello and welcome back to the layout. Let's take a look at some recent hobby shop finds and purchases for the layout. So, this layout I do have for the eastern Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia type area, with it being mountainous and stuff. It's fictional, of course, but I can't be running in that area and not have some Norfolk Southern running through. Before this weekend, I had absolutely no Norfolk Southern locomotives for the layout, so I do have those now purchased, and these are from Scale Trains. They're the Operator series. I do have to put some details, like you can tell on the front. The plow is missing. I will be putting that on shortly. And one thing I haven't done before and that I've always looked forward to doing is actually doing some weathering. Well, here in a moment, we'll take a look at 96 and 92 locomotive right here. And since Scale Trains actually models their after real locomotives in the actual world, we'll take and I'll show you the picture of that. And hopefully we'll be doing a video over the next little while of this layout going from pristine, and it has not ran on my layout yet, just posed for the picture here, but this is going to be my first attempt at actually weathering a locomotive, so wish me luck in that endeavor. And the next purchase, I made this back in November, I believe, from RC DVD and Hobby Store. It's a little horse trailer. It's going to be for the farm. This weekend, I also picked up this tank car here. It's a Cargill vegetable oil tank car. Now, this one will be for Big G's food factory, which will be located across the aisle here. And right there where the grain elevator is, all that's still being finalized for the actual scene. Those are probably not the buildings that will be in place there, but they are stand-ins for right now. Until that scene gets finalized, there will be a double track going in there to be switched out. We'll have tank cars, sugar, flour, everything you'd need for a food factory coming in and out. So I had to have that. Also, another car that will be frequenting there. I found this one back in November over at Arch Hobby Store as well. And I was like, I've got to have some sugar coming in. So occasionally you'll see this car come out after it gets weathered up a little bit, and it will be coming in and out. I just like the look of it. Thought it was a really cool car, and thought it would serve Big G's Food Factory pretty well. I also have this cylindrical hopper. I'm planning on this one. This will probably This will definitely be going to the Big G's Food Factory, but I also want to pay tribute to Stubbs the Hobo. So I'm not sure if he will be riding on this car or I have another one as well, painted up a little differently. But one of those cars is going to have Stubbs the Hobo. If you've never seen his videos on YouTube, he was an amazing artist. He did the piano work for all his videos, and I just absolutely love his representation of the rails, his knowledge, and he was an awesome person. It looked like he had a lot of fun, and I want to pay tribute to him on my layout, so he will ride the rails forever after I get him on one of these cylindrical hoppers. That was his favorite car to ride on. Mainly because right in here there was plenty of protection from the weather and stuff. He could tuck away pretty easy and ride them pretty easily across the U.S. So one of these will be decorated up, weathered and everything, and then he will be frequenting the layout quite often. Now, another thing that I get asked a lot is where I get all of these nice, shiny cars at, and how I've got more modern looking cars than what most people have on their layout. Because if you look around in the in-scale industry, you just cannot really find too many modern cars. So, my answer to that is with these couple of packs that I got over here. These are recent purchases and gift. So these are Nano Hollywood Rides. It's made by Jada, Jada. They come in these blister packs. You get a pack of 3. They're usually somewhere between $6 to about $10. There's several different genres or several different movies that they have them from. Fast and Furious is a large one. That's where I got a majority of my cars. Transformers have some. Of course, this first pack over here is Jurassic World. And they don't only do cars, but you actually will have a helicopter, Jeeps, Explorer there. And the way I look at it, all of these can be painted. So if you don't like the scheme of it, you can actually paint the cars. Have several of them. I mean, where else can you get like 1992 vehicles or even 2020s? I don't see a lot of these out on the market where you don't have to do a lot of sanding and a lot of painting and all that. So if you kind of want to skip all that, I definitely recommend that you get some of these blister packs, try them out on the layout. Like I said, for in-scale, they work out perfect. They're a very good ratio to what we're looking at. They fit in pretty nicely with the layout and with other in-scale vehicles, because that's an in-scale tanker truck back there, and you can see 2 of the Nano Hollywood rides right there. Actually 3 of them. They fit in pretty nicely. So they are off-scale just a little bit, so before anybody starts blasting my channel about, oh, they're too big or they're too small, I realize that, but they fit in pretty nicely. So this is one of the helicopters, or I'm sorry, not helicopter. Wow, I don't know my vehicles today. This is one of the jets that came in one of the Transformer packs. I'm planning on having that actually flying over the layout, along with that helicopter you did see a few moments ago from the Jurassic Park movie or the Jurassic World movie. So this is 9692 Norfolk Southern. You can see that it's lightly weathered. It's been on the rails for a little bit of time, but this is an image pulled from Chattanooga, Tennessee of 9692 Norfolk Southern, and this is actually how I plan on taking my brand new locomotive, and with some weathering with chalks and paints, hopefully I will be able to replicate this pretty well and turn my new locomotive into a road warrior and give it some more color and detail. Because honestly, the one thing that I can say about Norfolk Southern, I do like the horse logo. I do like the paint scheme a little bit, but to me it's just a little bland. So that's why I'm planning on doing some weathering. Figured it would be a good canvas to start with, since there's not a whole lot of stuff to really cover up. But I will be doing that. And here comes Fluffy to make his YouTube sensational entrance. Hello, Fluffy. He's still with us, 16 years old and still kicking. And probably dying to go outside, but unfortunately it's pouring rain at the moment, so he's unable to. Alright, let's get to the last little section of this video, and without further ado, where in the world was I for the last 8 to 10 months? Why did that section of the layout that's all blue not get finished by August 7th of last year for the 2-year anniversary? Well, when we last left, I was talking about taking some time off at work. Well, dig into my videos, you can see where I worked at before. I'm pretty sure I said their name. But I had moved up at the company, and I'd went from hourly to salary. Well, they only wanted to pay me for 45 hours a week, but demanded that I was there longer than that. There were some weeks I was pulling as many as 70 hours a week. Well, when you're only getting paid for 45, that really leaves a bad taste in your mouth. When you're coming home and you're ill and you're upset and, not getting along with the spouse, that's not a good taste in the mouth. When it keeps you from doing the things you love, finishing projects around the house that you really want to do, leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So, I was at a friend's visitation that had passed away that I'd known all my life, and work would not stop calling, would not stop bothering me. So, I made the decision pretty much that night, but I got up the next morning and talked it out with my wife on the couch. I'd never been late to this job, ever. And I wound up staying on the couch with my wife until about 20 or 30 minutes after I was supposed to already be at work. Went to work, got there, was planning on going to the funeral that day. Well, once they realized what I was doing and that I was quitting, they kept me there for about 5 hours trying to talk me out of my decision, telling me that I was making a huge mistake. Well, I regret to inform them that I did not make a huge mistake. I have never in my life been as happy as I am now. I have time to do things that I actually want to do. I'm still working on getting to some of those projects, but for the most part, I get to do pretty much what I want, when I want, and the beauty of it is I'm my own boss now. Let's go and take a look at what I'm into. Hello and welcome back. Now you are in my office. Why does my office look like a shed? Well, it is. I have some stuff right up here to help me out with my scenery and stuff. I've got some foam, some boards, all that kind of stuff. Over on the other loft, I have a lot of foam. Got some spare wood. Got all that stuff to help me out with my scenery and my railroad. But what else do I have in here? Well, as you can see behind me, I've got some shovels, some rakes, my ladder. Right over here, I've got some more garden tools. Have a heavy duty hedge trimmer right there. Let's do a little pan around. My forehead, it's huge. I'm sorry. Got a weed eater right over there. Got a blower hanging right up there. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's that nice Hustler Fast Track that I bought last year. Very good machine, 54-inch cut. Got a lot of fertilizer or weed and feed back there. Getting the gist of where I'm going with it. If not, maybe I'll give you a few more hints. Got some grass seed and fertilizer over there. Some spreaders. Wonder what Big G's been into. I'm going to let you keep on guessing for a moment. Like I said, I got some more rakes, blower, the Hustler. There's some more grass seed. But what's Big G sitting on? Let me spin the camera around and we'll take a look at what I'm sitting on. Oh, there's some ramps right back there too. Wonder what it is. So there's the Hustler 54-inch. I need to do a little upgrading for the business I'm in. So we have the Big Dog Diablo MP 60-inch. That's right. Big G is officially his own boss because now I actually do landscaping full time. Been doing it since the day I left my former employer, which I have not mentioned their name in this video. But if you've never been your own boss, you've never done something you've enjoyed, then I highly recommend checking it out and trying it at least once, because I'll tell you, it's nice. With the help of one of my uncles, James Scott, I got into the business. I now manage 15 different properties of my own, along with helping him with about 45 properties of his. So we're right around 60 properties that we're helping each other out with. Majority of them are his, but I do have a couple commercial properties. And I'll tell you, this thing flat out scoots. 14 miles an hour, 5-foot deck on it. So 5-foot strip every time I cut. But I just bought this one not too long ago, and I'm the proud owner of it. I really, really like it. It was definitely an upgrade from the Hustler 54. It's definitely like driving the Caddy versus driving a Pinto. Not that I despise my Hustler, because I really do like it. So we've been doing pretty well business-wise, and we're still growing. If you want to see some of the work that I've done, you can go over and check out Big G's Landscaping on Facebook. You can like the page if you'd like. You can browse through some of the posts, some of the things that I've done. I don't just mow grass. We actually do landscapes as well. I'm looking to do some bigger projects, but this is where Big G's been in the last little while. I've been having to do quite a bit of work to pay for machines like this, because this is not cheap, I promise you that. But I've been blessed. I'm making a good living, making actually a better living than I was when I left my former employer. And I get to make my own hours and come and go as I please. And luckily today for you guys, not so much for my business, because now I'm behind a day, but let's look outside for a second. It is raining, or actually just got a pause in it. But it's hard to mow on a day when everything's covered in water. But I thought I would let you guys know where I've been and what I've been doing. So I am very happy. As soon as I can get the schedules done and get everything worked out, it will allot me more time to do the things that I enjoy doing. And the nice thing is this coming winter, not this past one I had to do quite a bit of work. Landscaping wise, building the business and stuff, getting everything in play. But now that I've got all that taken care of, hopefully this coming winter I will do some traveling and do a lot of layout work. And I hope to do some in the near future as well. It just won't be as rapid as I was doing it before, because I do have to pretty much work sun up to sundown to take care of about 60 properties with my uncle. But I'm glad to let you guys know what I've been into, where I've been going, and all of that. And hope to see you guys very soon. So without further ado, y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. And if you got any questions, drop them down below. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you've not subscribed already. Next time, hopefully it won't be 8 or 9 months down the road. See you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye.